I am live. That's because it'll take a little bit for them to get in.
Do you want your computer to be visible?
It's okay.
I have it not.
It's fine.
You got an email about it. Billy, the maintenance man, says hello. Christia said people. Say hello.
Hey guys, what's up? Check out all the stuff I got over here.
50.
We are going to go ahead and talk about some Icon pricing because today I went into my store, I picked up a ton of stuff, and I was super excited. So give me just a second. I'm going to try to get this up so I can read all of the comments. And then we're going to talk about Icon and the pricing. And what I need you guys to do and be thinking about is I have all these different Icon items here. I purchased them all with my own money today at the store. And we're going to pick out at least 2 items that we're going to talk about the pricing because it's fantastic. Hands down, it's better than everything that everybody's talked about. So let me see if I can get this video going here so I can see everybody's comments. And then we will be in a better position.
Somebody asked if you had ratchets, Reggie.
All right. So before we get started too much, let's do some shout outs here. Audubon Dan, appreciate all your bottle cap collecting with your bottle openers. That's good stuff. Jason Reynolds, peace it, deuces. Glad you're here. Ratchets and wrenches. Yes, we got all of that stuff here. Not only do we have the wrenches, so there we have the 14-piece Icon wrench set. It's got the anti-slip in there. I like to call it a little bit of bite. Just think about what the pricing is on this, because maybe this is what you want to know the pricing on tonight, maybe it's not. I mean, I really liked this, and I thought that this was super reasonable. This was the metric ratcheting wrench set, came in from 10 to 19 millimeter. Now this one doesn't have that anti-slip on there, but that one to me was actually really reasonable as well. We got 1/4-inch ratchet or 1/4-inch sockets. We got the deep and the shallow. And guys, these are so new. Literally, I picked them up in my store. I never knew how hard it was to work at Harbor Freight until tonight. It was pretty fantastic. So they were unloading the truck, and literally I felt like I was helping them unload the truck. It was about 92 degrees out. I probably lost 5 pounds going through every single box that they had so that I could ensure that I got 1/4-inch in shallow and deep and 3/8 drive in shallow and deep. So I ended up getting both of those. And I also know the pricing on the 1/2-inch set of the shallow and deep, as well as the SAE. Dana Tools, how you doing? Thanks for joining. 410 Auto Tech, how's it going? Felix, how are you? So guys, again, we're gonna recap. I got a bunch of Icon stuff here. So my store had all of the full chrome polish, full chrome plated ratchets, but I decided to pick up all of the cushion grip ones. Now, these are so new, I haven't even opened them up, so we'll probably open one up on here. So we'll talk about some of the wrenches, but again, guys, be thinking, I want you to make sure you put in the comments down below what you want to see for pricing, because we're going to pick 2 of the items. My wife is in the back. She's going to be tallying some of these up, and we're going to talk about some pricing, because again, the pricing is fantastic. So I mean, you guys have heard people throw around Snap-on pricing that Icon is going to be 50% off. Well, we've also heard that, you know, some of the stuff compares to Carlisle from Napa Auto Parts. In some senses, I can tell you that the pricing's even better than that. So I would say that the Icon team has priced this stuff better than the Napa Carlisle products, and I think they hit it out of the park on it, not gonna lie. So we'll start off with some of the stuff that I pulled in, and I'm going to do a video on all this stuff. We have the 3/8 inch drive, flex head, ratcheting wrench here. It's 14 inches long. And this was actually probably one of the more expensive items. I would say between this and the swivel head ratchet here. These were two of the more expensive ratchets that they put out. So we got the 14-inch long flex head. We have the 12-inch long flex head. We got the 10-inch long flex head. Now I really truly went flex head happy because I have so many ratchets, and I will be honest with you, today I was going through literally all the 90-tooth ratchets I could think of, starting at like 8 a.m. So we had like the Tecton, the 90-tooth ratchet here. If you open this up and look at the internals on there, I mean, I wanted this to be similar to what Icon was going to be, but the pawl in here only has 13 teeth to engage the actual anvil gear, where the Icon one has 20. Now, if you start really thinking about what other 90-tooth ratchets out there are, I mean, you do have some of the Carlisle one, not this one in particularly, but you have some of the sealed ratchets. You have Milwaukee, they do a 90-tooth ratchet, and that's probably the closest one. And I do have the internals here, because I actually have a Milwaukee set here, and that was the first thing I purchased today, and I thought I was done spending money, and then I went to Harbor Freight, and lo and behold, they had all this Icon hot goodness here that I just couldn't turn down. Literally helped them unload the truck, getting it out. We got the 1/4 inch drive, 7-inch long flex ratchet. We got a 1/4 inch drive, 7-inch long fixed ratchet. We got the 3/8 inch drive, 9 7/16 long ratchet. How much of this is, you know, I wish I could send any of this to you. I think I do have super chats enabled. I mean, I'm not saying that you have to donate anything, but I'll tell you that, believe it or not, I didn't break the bank on this. I thought it was really actually reasonably priced. We got the 1/2 inch drive, swivel head 90-tooth ratchet. We got the 3/8 inch drive, 90-tooth swivel head ratchet. And then we also got the 1/4 inch. So we spent under $1,000 on everything that you see here. Under $1,000. And if you do hear some whistling, I apologize for that because I'm in the garage. And you can check out my videos and see some of the cicadas I've killed, because it's that and the crickets that are just driving me nuts. They only have a short shelf life, about another 3 weeks or so. We get a freeze in and they're dead. So sorry about that. We got our 3/8 inch drive, 8 to 19. 3/8 inch drive deep, 8 to 19. Oh, and something that I hadn't seen. Now they have the stubby ratcheting wrenches, and this went from 10 millimeter up to 19. And this was actually, I mean, a little bit more than what I thought I was going to pay for it, but it was still a stellar deal for what I was picking up. And they do have the non-ratcheting version of this as well. So we're going to do full reviews on all of these coming up, and I do have the gear wrench stubby ones to compare this to. And I can tell you, just looking at them hands down, the chrome polish on them, it just looks fantastic. And I will be picking up some of the Carlisle stuff to compare this to, because the etching on it and the Icon branding just purely looks a lot like the Carlisle tools. Picked up that ratcheting wrench set here. I know somebody else on one of the other channels out there that I've been collaborating with, I believe Justin Dow, has a set of those. So I will probably bow down to him and let him do the review on those. But hands down, they're good stuff. I got a couple people here in the chat. Want to give a shout out to my son, Aiden. Prices on the ratchet wrenches. Yeah, you know what? Let me know. Is this what you guys want to know the pricing on? Because I'm telling you, like, throw out some guesses. Give me some guesses what you guys think that this is priced at. We're gonna tell you guys the price on this one.
Ryan Noble says 80. Sam's Garage 200.
All right, so we got prices coming in at 80, 200, 70, 125, 105. 105 is getting pretty close. Me again, Dave, how's it going? $1,000. No, not $1,000. All right, guys, the actual retail price that I paid for these, and I don't know why I know all these. This was $109. $109.99. I'll look here to double check. Yep. That was the most expensive thing. So I'm just going to throw that spoiler out there. Everything that you see here that I have on the table, this was the absolute most expensive item, coming in at $109.99. So to put that in comparison, let me go get something and show you what that would cost. All right, so to put that in comparison, this is a Snap-on FHL 80. So this is their, what is this? This is roughly, I don't know, we'll see how close they have this. Now, this one is, so the closest I have that I picked up was the 9 7/16. This is the other one that we're going to talk about, just because I pulled the Snap-on out. Sorry guys if there was something else that you wanted to see for pricing, because I think this is really a good comparison here. So this one from Snap-on, if you guys want to look up the price on this, the FHL 80, I believe this is like around $147.50 maybe. I believe I got it on promo where I maybe got like a free screwdriver and a baseball cap. So you factor that into the price, we'll round that up to $150. So I paid $150 for this ratchet from Snap-on. So if we were to get the low profile, 92 3/8" drive, 9 7/16" long ratchet, let's pull this out here. Let's show you guys what this ratchet looks like. I haven't even seen these ratchets.
Are we not returning any of them?
My wife. Guys, do you think we're going to return these ratchets? They're sitting in my garage. Are we going to return these ratchets?
It's a legitimate question.
No, we are not going to be returning these ratchets. It's very interesting. They got a sticker on here, but it's like there's a little extra glue on the bottom of these here. All right. I don't know if I don't have any music going on. I don't have that Justin Dower Redemption Garage. So there's our little icon. So that to me looks just like something that you would use for your eyeglasses. Now I guess what maybe Icon had going on here, have you guys ever heard of the phrase tool polisher? And maybe that's just something that I've heard, but I think by the time you get such a fancy box and you get such a fancy ratchet, you do need a tool polisher there. So let's take a look at this ratchet in comparison here. I mean, I'll tell you, the selector switch, now I don't know what to tell you guys. I don't think the Snap-on selector switch at all is very fancy. That doesn't really matter because it's not super functional in the sense that it's something that you need to look at, but I've always thought it's really dull. I think like between Apex Tools, Husky Tools from Home Depot, I think they get really fancy with some of the things they do for their selector switches. Looking at the back here, they both look really nice. They both have markings on the face plates, which means They paid a little bit extra to have that done. The grip isn't as sticky as the Snap-on one, but it's better than the current Pittsburgh Pro. I'll have to double check on the pricing on this one, guys. I want to say, but so I don't want to say it wrong. 56190. All right, so any guesses on how much this ratchet was from the Icon lineup today? Just wrench it. Welcome to the stream. We're talking Icon and pricing. So any guesses on that? Zaphael, you're really close. Bearded Toolmonger, you are extremely close. Maybe you should shave a penny off of that. That ratchet right there came in at $34.99. $34.99 for the 9 7/16 length for the low profile comfort grip ratchet. So if you think about the pricing on something like this compared to something that you're going to get from Carlisle, I think the Carlisle pricing on this is going to be in the $60 range. They do run some discounts every now and then, but I think being able to go to Harbor Freight, randomly just pick this up when it's in stock, that price is just phenomenal. My wife, she's sitting over here, she's laughing, and I'm not quite sure why she is.
Your son is texting me.
Oh, my son is apparently texting while I'm doing the live stream. Anyways, I think that's a great price. So, I don't know about you guys, I'm having really fun talking about the pricing. Why don't we pick out one more item? So why don't you guys throw out some other items that you might want to look at and talk about the pricing on? Because I think, I'm just going to say they did a phenomenal job for all of these items being Taiwan made. So you can see down here on the bottom, it says, designed by Icon in the USA, manufactured in Taiwan. So if you think about it, Harbor Freight's not doing anything different than, let's say, Apple. Let's say other major corporations out there. They're not doing anything different. The cost of manufacturing is high in some senses, and if they can get the same great steel and produce a great product that comes in at a great price point, I know everybody out there is different on their feelings. They like USA made stuff. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I have a USA made Snap-on ratchet here. I have a ton of other stuff. I have this SK ratchet here. This is USA made. But the reality is, and it doesn't make it right that everybody's doing it, but everybody is doing it, and we are a price-driven, how should I say, consumer, and that sells. And it sells, unfortunately, really, really well. And the big businesses take their money where it talks and where it makes them a profit. So let's see.
Someone's asking about the country of origin.
Ooh, yes, half-inch sockets. Okay, so we can talk about that. They do have half-inch sockets. They have them in shallow and deep, both in SAE and metric. I only recall, but I have pictures of everything. So the metric goes from, can't remember the starting point if it's 10 or 12, but it goes up to 24 millimeter. And I believe it's like a 14-piece set. And yes, they did have those in. They were, of course, more expensive than your 1/4 inch or 3/8 inch. But again, they are phenomenally priced. So if you look at, say, the ratchet that we talked about here and the price point that came in, and what else did we look at? We looked at the ratcheting wrenches. So I know all of you guys are super great out there at looking at prices and comparison. So these ratcheting wrenches, remember, can somebody look up for me what the Snap-on equivalent of a 10-piece, 10 millimeter to 19 millimeter set runs? Because then we can tell you the Icon team is positioning things to be 50% or less of what Snap-on pricing is. Wesley Milford, thank you for the $5 super chat. Just so you know, you are the first super chat I have ever had. So we will talk about you through this live stream multiple times for giving me that super chat, because Wesley, I won't forget that. So if anybody can look up the Snap-on pricing, I would say that this is in the $300. And if you think that Harbor Freight coming in at $109.99 before taxes, that is a fantastic deal at $109. Now the thing you do have to remember on these is that they do not have that bite inside them, or that flank drive, or that anti-slip that the combination wrenches here do that go from 6 to 19 millimeter. So these have that anti-slip. These look exactly like the Carlisle version, but they're a whole lot cheaper. Now, I will tell you that these are on sale right now at Napa for the 11-piece set, I believe. So you don't quite get the you don't get 6, 7, 8, and you might get the 9. I think it's 11-piece set they have on sale for $89. This one you get more wrenches, and it comes in at a cheaper price point than the Napa Carlisles that are on sale right now. So just a little tidbit of information there. Let's see, let's catch up on some of our chats here. The Den of Tools, you are my second super chat ever. I really appreciate it. Thank you for that super chat. Wesley, I appreciate your $5, and it will not be forgotten. It will go to help pay for the Icon products that you see here. And at the end of the day, you know what, actually, the Den of Tools, I would like to tell you, I appreciate your support. I appreciate you joining my stream. And I will be at Las Vegas for the SEMA that's happening in November. So, you know, if I could email you or you could email me, I would love to say hello to you, because I know that's your neck of the woods. Justin Dow, there you are. That's my man. Guys, YouTube is an interesting animal. It is fun, it's challenging, and it's rewarding. It's tiresome on the family, it's tiresome on the soul, but it's so much fun. I cannot remember, and just thinking about tools makes me think about my dad, and it's just truly phenomenal. So I'm sitting at Harbor Freight, I'm helping the staff actually go through the boxes to help find the tools that I want. And I'm working so hard to get these out and look at these items. Jason Reynolds, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. We were just working so hard to get these out, and I was actually videoing some of the stuff, and my store just helping me get these out and take a look at them. And my hands were actually shaking. That's how cool it is. And I don't think you guys know. If you don't know, please note, the Icon team from Harbor Freight is truly listening to everybody out there right now. You have an opportunity to weigh in on something that no tool manufacturer has ever done before. And so when I say manufacturer, I don't mean Harbor Freight actually has the manufacturing plant. They have the money to get the tools that we want, to do a job that we want at a price point that is fantastic. And we have the opportunity to come in and make suggestions. We have opportunities as individuals to give our voice, whether it be through a simple chat on a video that comes out by Justin Dow, something that the Den of Tools does. You know, correct me if I'm wrong, but he drove literally 8 hours round trip so that he could go down and look at the Icon toolbox for the first time and put that video out for people. And it truly is so much work and sacrifice to do this, but it's so rewarding so that you guys can make an educated decision at the end of the day on what works best for you. And keep me in line, keep my head down, and make sure I'm always buying the right tools for the job, but also finding new ones that work really, really well for you guys. All right, we definitely need to look at something more, and I don't know which one we should look at. So I'm gonna need your help. My wife keeps saying that the long flex head, lots of requests. Is that what you guys want to see? Any ratcheting wrench, what does that say? Any ratcheting wrenches reversible? Well, yeah, of course they are. That's what these are right here. They have the selector switch on there. So this was the first thing that we unveiled. This was the ratcheting wrench with the selector switch. So that is, of course, reversible. That came in at the $109 price point. And out of everything you see here, this again was the most expensive. So let's look at one of the flex head ratchets. So when you say flex, do you want something like the longest 3/8 inch drive, 14-inch long ratchet? Or do you want something like the swivel head ratchet? I mean, they're both really good choices. I'm trying to think what I have I can compare this to. Yeah, I got some locking flex heads that I can compare this to. And I do have the Harbor Freight swivel head that I can compare this to. So which one is it, guys? Flex head or the swivel head?
A lot of people in the chat are saying flex.
All right, we're going to go with the flex head here. So this one
Everyone
is
says flex.
the longest flex head. Just wrench it. Really appreciate your super chat there. Guys, this goes a long ways. My wife over there, you know, funny enough, says, how much of this stuff you're going to return? Again, I'm not returning a single item here. But what we will return is any ratchets that we do in a torture test. We break them. I know my store has them in right now. But again, once we continue to talk about these, once we talk about the pricing here, guys, I mean, the quality of this ratchet compared to the Pittsburgh Pro at the price point that it comes in, I'm going to be really shocked. They're going to actually be stealing business away from their Pittsburgh Pro line. All right, so let's open up the FlexHead 92 3/8 inch drive ratchet. So while we get that, let's get some Pittsburgh Pro to compare that to. Ah, yes. So they did make a Pittsburgh Professional in a 14-inch 3/8 inch drive. And if you remember, the price point on the 3/8 inch drive 14-inch flex, this was one of their more expensive ones. I believe it was probably around $26.99, $28.99. Jonathan, appreciate your super chat. Thank you for your $5. Like I said before, Wesley, you gave me that first $5 super chat. That was a $5 holler. It's time to have a beer. Appreciate all of the support to my channel. And we're going to have a ton of reviews when we do and look at all these items. And we're going to break some of them. So let's start looking at this ratchet here. If anybody wants to double check the pricing for me on the Pittsburgh Professional 14-inch 3/8 inch drive flex, want to double check if that's like $28.99, $26.99. All right. Open them all. Yeah, you know I will. All right, so if somebody can play One Mechanic, appreciate the $10 super chat. Thank you so much. Is that another one of those gear wrench? That is a gear wrench Winna Camaro koozie. I also have a gear wrench Yeti cooler, which I should probably be using because it's like 90 degrees in the garage.
Oh my gosh, hipsters in here.
Yes, $26.99 for the Pittsburgh Pro. Okay, so knowing that the Pittsburgh Pro comes in at $26.99, you can use a 20% off coupon on that, or you could use the $5 off any Pittsburgh Professional, but that would not be the one that you would want to choose because the 20% off is going to be cheaper on this. It's about $5.40 off, if I can do my math right. I actually was going to do a video on all of the Harbor Freight Pittsburgh Pro ratchets and which coupon to use. So the 3/8 inch drive, 14-inch long. Ooh, yeah. Okay, so this was the most expensive ratchet. All right, so you get this tool polisher cloth here. You know what? I haven't actually seen anybody take one of these out and verify. I believe it's just like anything for your glasses. So you get a piece of cardboard in there. Yeah, it's just like a glasses cloth so you can clean your glasses, or you can polish your tools. Yes, very nice. All right, so any guesses on how much the 14-inch long, 3/8 inch drive flex head ratchet runs? Ooh, we're having a little technical difficulties there. Yeah, you can't make that stuff up. I've had this happen on a couple of the gear wrench items. You usually just have to break them in or take them apart. They tighten up the head a little bit. Yeah, there we go. All right, we got 52, 44.99 Work Pro. No, this right here is not Work Pro. 39.99. Again, this was the most expensive ratchet out of everything that we looked at. Let me double check. Yep, this is the most expensive ratchet. So this ratchet came in at $49.99. So $49.99 for the 3/8 inch drive, 14-inch long flex head ratchet. Yeah, damn cheap, damn straight. Tell me how much a Snap-on one of those would have run. That would have been what for a Snap-on one? $165.50, give or take. That'll be one of the things that I will definitely be doing when I start comparing these ratchets. I will be looking for the equivalent of the Snap-on ratchet, because that's really, in some senses, what these are targeted for. But in the other sense, this ratchet coming in at $49.99. So if you think about it, for $49.99, I'm able to get this ratchet. I'm able to get, which other ratchet did we look at? We got the fixed handle ratchet, and I would be able to buy this for a phenomenal price. I mean, we're talking like $200 for these 3 pieces. I mean, even alone, if you looked at what the price would be for a Carlisle equivalent of that, I don't think anybody out there in their right mind cannot give these tools a look, because it's your money at the end of the day. You're going to spend it how you want. But if you really think about it, what it's going to do, it's going to allow the other companies that have been succeeding for many, many years, taking your money, reporting back to shareholders that they're making a profit year over year. It's going to have them rethink their business and think their pricing. And so at the end of the day, I think some of the competition, whether you like this or not, Harbor Freight's not going anywhere. Harbor Freight, with over 1,000 stores, I mean, right here on the hat, they have over 1,000 stores. They're not going anywhere, and they are going to have some healthy price competition, whether people want it or not. I think some of the competitors out there for any of the tool trucks are going to have to start thinking about their prices, because I would really sit there and seriously think at the end of the day, you know, whatever you do for work, do you have a busy season? Do you have a slow season? Well, there might be a slower season for some of the tool trucks out there when the Icon stuff hits at the prices that these are coming out. And it's not to take a shot at Snap-on, it's to take a shot at business and to save some money for you. All right, let's take a look at some of the comments here. So Brad, he agrees with everything I said. Brad says, I am awesome, and he owes me $20. All right, Brad, I agree with you 100%. We got 120 XP non-comfort grip for $33 ship. Yeah, you know what? You can do that. But at the same token, you can also probably get a 1/2-inch drive flex head for maybe a comparable price. But here's the thing. Not everybody is going to have a Harbor Freight close to them, but a lot of people do. I can tell you any day of the week, the staff at my Harbor Freight, they know who I am. They know how much I'm going to spend by the fact that I just cough up my phone number. And they have no issues with me bringing in any tool in any condition. And I'm there once or twice a week. So, well, it really is easy for me to say, you know what, this Tecton item, I can take a picture of it and they're going to mail it to me. Yes, I can be that lazy. But at the end of the day, I do partially like people. I do like talking to people. I like seeing people. And I like going to my Harbor Freight store. Not only because I get to look at the good stuff that they have there, but I get to find the stuff and make YouTube videos, which pretty much started part of everything I was doing on YouTube. So, well, you can pick up other tools. You all have your own opinion of what you're going to get. I really think, hands down, Harbor Freight has a great offering here with the price point that they come in if there's a Harbor Freight close to you. If there's not, think of it in this sense. I don't always agree with the Inside Track Club. I don't always agree with all of the mass marketing that it does. I don't always agree with the $20 price point that it comes in. And you can tell me I'm cheap. Sure, it's 20 bucks. It's super cheap. You know what? I'm so cheap. I'm cheaper than Brad at Brad's Workbench that I won't even pay for that $20. And so I look at that and I go, who is that really good for? Well, in Nebraska, we have a lot of farmers. We have a lot of people that live in rural communities, 60 miles from Harbor Freight, 120 miles from Harbor Freight, 2 to 4 hours. The Inside Track Club is really good for somebody that goes to Harbor Freight once a month. They bring in all the stuff that they break, they use their Inside Track Club's coupons, and then they get out of there. Just Wrench It. Again, thank you for your support. Have a good night. Yeah, I do like Ace Hardware too. Snap-on makes a ton of stuff. There are updates. Are those stubby wrenches? Yes, that is actually a thing. So we can talk about that. So Harbor Freight, this is only part of the items that I bought. I did not buy any SAE items. I bought only metric. And if you look at this, these are ratcheting stubby wrenches. These are twice as expensive as the non-ratcheting version, and they have both. So I purchased the ratcheting stubby wrenches, no sizes skipped. So if you have gone to Harbor Freight and you've looked at their stubby wrenches, I can tell you hands down, they skip. They skip sizes. This set in Icon is not Pittsburgh Pro, and it does not miss any sizes. So it goes 10 to 19 in the ratcheting stubby wrenches. They have these in metric and SAE, both in ratcheting and non-ratcheting. And this here is twice the expense as the non-ratcheting version. We'll talk about the price on another day. Maybe we'll do a live stream tomorrow and catch up around the same time, around 9 p.m. We'll talk about some of the other pricing items here. Picked up the snap ring pliers. I'm going to compare those. So those have been out for a while. We have 9. So if you were to go to your Harbor Freight today, there are 9 Icon products that are currently in your store. You have 2 torque wrenches. You have the 3/8 and you have the 1/2-inch drive. Now, I own what I consider the first NIST traceable, and we're going to do a video on this too. I have a NIST traceable certified Harbor Freight Icon torque wrench. So I have all of my calibration settings that came in and left. And I'll tell you, I was actually kind of disappointed with the accuracy that it came for the calibration certificate. But at the end of the day, it was still within tolerance, but it was really, really close to being out of tolerance. But it's still a fantastic torque wrench at $99 when it compares to the Snap-on equivalent of it running around $362 for the Snap-on equivalent. So they have 2 torque wrenches that you can pick up today in your store if you were to go there. $99 for the 1/2-inch, $89 for the 3/8. I really would like the Icon team to do a 1/4-inch torque wrench because I have a local aviation plant and that's literally all they use. And they would love a 1/4 inch. That's literally everything that they do all day long. So they have those. They have the 10-inch speed extension. That's like $29.99 or $19.99. That one's not a super hot item. They have the snap ring pliers, and then the rest are breaker bars. So they have the comfort grip, they have the non-comfort grip. So they have 2 of them in the 3/8, and then they have 3 of them in the 1/2 inch. They got the 25-inch and then the 18-inch. So if you went to your Harbor Freight today, that's what you would have. Megan, Dave, are Icon sockets 6-point? I don't know, sir. Let's look. I sure hope they are 6-point because I wasn't really looking very hard. I just saw Icon. I saw the closest resemblance to Snap-on, and I was like, I'm picking that up, and my wife's going to have to deal with that. And then I will have to deal with her.
Okay.
And she said, okay. And that's how we come to an agreement. You know what? Why don't we open... I want to open up some of these sockets because I haven't personally got a chance to see these, and I would like you guys to see some of them. So we're going to pick out the biggest darn... Okay, so guys, I have tons of reviews I got to catch up on. These Irwin, these suck. The handle is like creaky. Don't buy these. I like Irwin stuff, but not these. All right, let's open this up. So, no unboxing music? Okay, no unboxing music.
Oh, did you want me to get a... Okay.
All right, we're
Where do I
opening this
find
up
that?
here. So it's got 2 screws on the top that you have to take out. So, I mean, if you get really excited and you're going to go pick up some of these Icon things, make sure you bring a screwdriver. If you don't, you will have to buy one or you'll be screwed. I'm not going to quit my day job. All right, so 2 screws out on the top. And it opens up. All right, here.
These people in the chat are hilarious. Justin Dow just gave you $20.
Justin Dow, $200. Put it towards...
No, 20.
Oh, 20. My wife got me really excited there.
Sorry.
Actually, Justin, you got me really excited there. Put it towards what you just spent. Cheers. Icon is killing the competition. I have to agree with you. All right, so here are... Oh my God, these look like Snap-on sockets. Are you kidding me? No. Guys, seriously, these literally look like Snap-on sockets. I am not joking.
Well, hold it up so they can see.
And they are all 6-point sockets. We will do a video on these and we will get some close-ups. If you don't know, Chrome on Tools is super hard to video and take as photographs. So just so you know, the stream might have it as a little interesting for what you saw, but these absolutely 6-point sockets. They look fantastic. They feel seriously just like a Snap-on socket. So much so that I'm going to open up, because I don't actually have a ton of Snap-on sockets, but this one here, this is the Flank Drive Plus in a 10mm, of course. I mean, I have my whole 10mm socket strip here, and I do have some of the Snap-on sockets on there.
Hey, Chris, real quick. People maybe are starting to join. Let them know about how you got this. Like,
All right, so we're going to open up the 3/8-inch drive deep sockets, but I mean, to tell you, honestly, these were really easy to pick up. I frequent my Harbor Freight 2 to 5 times a week. I kid you not, 5 times a week sometimes I go there. I go there and say, hey, do you guys have any new planograms? Planograms means they're moving things around. They're going to put out new items. They haven't got any new planograms for the last 2 weeks, which means they're going to start moving things here either next week or the week after. And they got the Bauer tape measure in this week. Last week, actually.
a lot of people are wondering if they're in stores or
They're
just
not
that
in
lucky.
stores yet. They are going to start to get to stores. These aren't even out in my store. So unfortunately, there is no spot in the store for them. They might be in the store in the back, but they literally are not out. Like, you should not go there and be like, where's your Icon stuff? Because it's probably tucked in a box on a shelf waiting for the floor to get planned out so that they can put these items on the floor for you. Now, my Harbor Freight doesn't have any mistreatment or special treatment. I literally helped them unbox their truck today and literally went through each item with the employees and was like, ooh, is there Icon stuff in here? Is there Icon stuff in here? And we literally found every Icon thing that I wanted. So I would not suggest that. I literally was at the store for, I think, a record time. I was at Harbor Freight for
Forever.
probably 3.5 hours tonight. I almost shut the store down, and it was just a fantastic time. I mean, the Harbor Freight employees could not understand why I was so excited. They could not understand why somebody would want so many tools all at one time. But the reality of the matter is that, thank God there's not a ton of me in the world, but it was a once in a lifetime experience. I mean, not everybody gets the opportunity to be in on a tool launch and be able to be there and be a part of that action. And that's what I was a part of. And I'm so thankful to Harbor Freight and my local store that, I mean, words can't say how excited I was. It was truly Christmas in August.
It's September.
It's September. Sorry about that. Sometimes I mix up my words. But again, these are supposed to be in your stores at the end of October. Let's take a look at the 3/8 inch deep sockets here. Now,
Oh, hey, I don't think you gave the price on the first sockets that we looked at.
oh, we're not talking about, we already did our 3 pricings for tonight.
Oh.
All right, so yeah, these are going to be a little bit different because this was the Flank Drive Plus, which has a little extra bite to help with mildly rounded off sockets, whereas this is like the more traditional Snap-on that has the beveled edge on it. And it even the square machining with the cutouts on there, it really, really looks fantastic. I mean, it's got that shallow broaching in there so that your socket gets on your fastener, but it's not a deep well. So if you put your fastener inside there, it doesn't fall all the way down like some of the older style Craftsman. So some people like these, some people don't. Everybody's got their own opinion. I think if you have a problem with these, you need to buy both. You could disagree with me, but I think you can't have enough sockets. I know I certainly don't have enough sockets.
You need to give some of yours away. You have too many.
So yeah, these do truly, I mean, I can't wait to do a video on these. The coating on the inside, I'm seriously not even gonna lie. It's got that dark tint in there. And the only one that I've seen that do the dark tint is Snap-on. I mean, I don't know if you're going to be able to see that.
Oh,
We're going to try to get some light on this.
here.
I mean, yes, that was a moment of silence to take a look at that Icon socket. I can't say that we're always going to do that, but that socket has the stampings on it. They look very nice. It says S2D. So that's interesting. I've been following. So Redemption Garage did a couple videos, and so you can look here. Not that this is important, but S1. So S1 is going to be your 1/4 inch. S2 is going to be your 3/8 inch, and S3 is going to be your 1/2 inch drive. Then you have the SM or DM. So S is going to be the second S. So S1 is the size. The second S is going to be shallow. or it's going to be D for deep, and then M for metric. And if it was SAE, it would have a S there. And then I haven't quite figured out what the other number structure is there. But the first part is going to be S1 is going to be 1/4 inch, S2 is going to be 3/8 inch, and S3 is going to be 1/2 inch drive. They do have 1/2 inch drive. It looks just like the 1/4 inch and 3/8 inch. I can look up on my phone if you really want me to. I can tell you that it goes to 24 millimeter and it does not skip any sizes for the 1/2 inch. And I really focused on the metric, but I do have video and pictures of the SAE, which give me time. I just got home, didn't even get a chance to eat supper, didn't get a chance to put the kids in bed, but just, this is a fantastic tool haul. Such great information for Icon. The pricing, guys, it's truly, I don't know if you know how fantastic this pricing is. It's better than Carlisle pricing. It's better than that Napa Carlisle, which is a really decent product. And I'll share with you guys even more information. So the anti-slip combo wrenches here, these are an Infar product. So Infar is the manufacturer that made the Napa Carlisle. And while I haven't had a chance to talk to the Icon team because I'm just a guy with a small YouTube channel and I like to have fun and I like to spend my own money on tools. And my wife likes to tell me, don't spend your money on tools, but I appreciate everybody's super chat. Thank you, Wesley. Thank you, Justin Dow. Thank you, Dena Tools. Thank you to everybody that's donated tonight to help support my Icon current habit and future habit, because I will have to get the 1/2 inch drive sockets. That's just what it is. I mean, you start in on something, you can't just not finish it. I mean, my wife, when I brought these ratchets home, she's like, is that all you got? I mean, you've got so many. And I said, honey, I didn't even get any of the solid chrome ones. I only got the comfort grip ones. And she's like, there's more? And I'm like, yes, guys, everything that you literally see for these ratchets, except for I did not see the swivel head ratchets in an all chrome. So the swivel head ratchets had the cushion grip on them and not the chrome. So that was the only option that I saw that did not have chrome. To me, that's not that big of a deal, but these are decent ratchets. I know some people that really love their Snap-on ratchets like this. They love their Carlisle ratchets like this. And I can tell you that I love my Pittsburgh Professional, even with the little green short stubby handle on them. These are going to be better.
Even though you kind of already answered this, let's be honest. My real question was, how many of these things are you returning? Because you had so
yes,
many
we're not
things.
returning any of
Yes.
these.
Again, you answered it but for those of you in the chat, I was informed that none of these things will be going back. We get to keep them all.
Yes, super cool Icon tool haul. Yes, my U.S. General box is perfect. Yes, it is. So, I mean, if you think about me, I'm just hanging out in my garage. I got my U.S. General service cart, and I have a Craftsman 26-inch box. It's from like 1985. It doesn't even have ball bearings on. Does it work? Yes. Do I need a new toolbox? Yes. But I want a new toolbox more than I really need one. So at this point in time, I mean, unless somebody wants to give me a toolbox, I mean, who knows? I'm probably not going to get one, but it's always on the back burner, and one of these days we will get one. All right. So yes, there was more in that sense of all of the ratchets that we have here today. So the Flex, Flex, the fixed head. They made all these in chrome. And they might make it, but I didn't see it. The two chrome ones, they had a 1/2 inch and a 3/8. But again, this is the first truck of Icon stuff that my store got in, and I didn't see a 1/4 inch Flex. But it also took me literally 3 hours to go through probably 100 different boxes from the truck that came in. And so I probably missed something, but I made sure that I got a complete 1/4 inch and 3/8 inch drive set in metric. And they are the closest thing to Snap-on that I have ever seen. So if you have always wanted to buy Snap-on, but you were too cheap to buy Snap-on, this literally is the closest thing you can get to it. I can't stress that enough. They're, if you like wrenches, tools, sockets, it's the closest darn thing. Chris will be mad when they sell. You know, everybody's going to be a little mad. I'm actually really interested to see what their display is going to look like. My wife said Wesley is hilarious. Wesley, thanks for joining tonight in the live stream.
Tell him I want to donate to his channel.
My wife says, Wesley, do you have a channel? My wife said she wants to donate to your channel. The Mounts of Olives channel, thank you for joining. All right, guys, is there anything else that you want to know besides some more about the pricing? I can tell you that the pricing is 50% what Snap-on is, and it's better than Carlisle. We specifically looked at multiple items. We looked at the... Why don't we open up these ratcheting wrenches? Let's do that. Let's take a look at these. Because honestly, who doesn't like unboxing tools? Now, I would say that your store might be getting some of these in. At the end of the day, I would be friendly. I wouldn't go there expecting any of the Icon tools to be available. If you remember some of my other videos I did, when I first did some of the storage stuff, so we were talking about like the socket rails, the magnetic tool strip holder, things like that. My store had those, and it probably took another month or more for other stores to catch up. So just given that, my store seems to beta and pilot a lot of things before other stores, so I would definitely give it some time and still stick with what the Icon team has told people that have talked to them, and I have not talked to the Icon team, but they've told you that it's going to be launched at the end of October. All right, so we have the tools here. We have another part where they are put in with screws. So let's go ahead and cut the plastic off. And again, if you're going to buy these, make sure you invest or already have a screwdriver, because you will need it, because all of these come screwed into the plastic containers.
Somebody wants to know if there are other products than you have here, or are these the only ones the store has?
For the most part, like I said, they had all of the ratchets in chrome handles, and they had the shallow and deep 1/2-inch sockets, and that's pretty much what they had for the Icon line.
Any pliers or screwdrivers?
They did not have any pliers or screwdrivers. Now, that doesn't mean that they're not going to make them. I don't remember anybody publishing any information about pliers or screwdrivers from SEMA 2018, but those are all really good questions, and I hope to be able to meet up with Dana Tools. I hope to be able to meet up with the Icon booth at SEMA, which happens in November, and so that would be an opportunity that I would be able to ask more information. But you know what, guys? Those are all really good comments that you can put in on Justin Dow's or Redemption Garage channel, and they can follow up, because they're the ones in contact with the Icon team. I'm not in contact with the Icon team.
Redemption Garage confirmed screwdrivers tonight.
So if oh my gosh, these are the longest ratcheting wrenches that I've seen. So I will be back in 1 second. I want to compare these to some other ratcheting wrenches that I have, because these are like long ratcheting wrenches. All right, so I'm not gone super long. Here is a 10mm Black Hawk ratcheting wrench. This is one of my go-to 10mm that I have. So to put that in comparison, you can see there that is a good 1 to 2 inches longer. So let's go ahead and get the tape measure out here. So the Icon one is coming in at almost 7.5 inches versus the Black Hawk one, which I would say is pretty standard, coming in at 6 1/4. So it's quite a bit longer. It's an inch longer. Then let's look at a gear wrench. Now this is the gear wrench twisted. So this is supposed to be the gear wrench extra long one. And you can see that it's even longer than that by about 3/8 of an inch. Actually, a half an inch. So in that sense, to put in perspective, it's considerably longer than a lot of your standard ratcheting wrenches out there. Yeah, that's kind of fun to fumble around. All right. I have one more here that I can show. This would be the 12mm gear wrench. This is that cross beam technology that they have. This is a 12mm. And there we can see that in perspective, it's probably another...
Is the ratchet wrench angled or straight? I don't know what that is.
So it is angled right there. So if we were to lay that on a flat surface, you can see that it's angled. I'd have to look on the back of the box. Might be like a 15-degree or something of that nature. Not sure if they have marketing material for that. Didn't really look too deep into those things, guys. I just picked these up tonight. So it's a 15-degree offset for clearance. So 15-degree offset. 12 point in there. 72 tooth.
Do the open end have any indications or grip feature?
No. On the ratcheting wrenches, there is no anti-slip or grip features. The grip features, or that bite, I like to call it a bite, those are only found on the anti-slip set. Now these don't have any ratcheting features to it, but these have that bite on them. So these are going to be the ones that are just like the Napa Carlisle. And they have a better price point on these. Do you guys want to know the price on these? I think you want to know the price on
They
these.
want to know the price on
Okay, so the price on these, this is, oh my God, I'm going to have to look at the receipt because these are truly, truly fantastic. Okay. They're $99.99. These are $100 for this set. Right here. $100. You get a 6mm to 19mm, no skips. $99.99 for this. And you also get this in SAE for $100. Right there, $100 will get you that 6 to 19mm. Now you can't tell me that that isn't a good deal. And I'm not even trying to sell these to you. If you were to go to Napa Carlisle right now and pick up their set, they have a 11-piece set on sale for this month only. And I believe that gives you like a 9 to 19mm. So you don't get that 6, 7, and 8.
Someone asked if they're offset. I also don't know.
These are offset as well. Yes, so 15-degree offset on these.
Here, hold that a minute. Nope, I zoomed in.
15-degree offset. So yes, the anti-slip at $100 is really such a good deal. I mean, you can go look right now at the Napa Carlisle, and like I said, the 11-piece, I believe it is on special for $84. And they have a bigger set that comes in a roll pouch, and I think that's like $186 or something like that. So you get this in that plastic tray holder. Literally looks kind of like Snap-on, and yeah.
Okay, what about double flex head and indexing head ratchets?
Double flex. I did not see any double flex. We did see and showcase
What
one
about,
of the
are the ratcheting wrenches offset as well?
yes, the ratcheting wrenches are offset. These are the ratcheting wrenches. They are offset 15 degrees. 12 point on those, and they come in extra long. I mean, I can't tell you. I mean, looking down,
Do they offer? Ooh, sorry. Do they
No.
offer double box and non-ratcheting SAE?
I did not see any. I cannot answer that question. I do not know that. I wish I did, but
Can you purchase them with an EBT card?
you purchase them.
Sure.
Aaron,
yeah.
I appreciate the super chat. That goes a long ways, and
Oh,
thank you. Thank you so much. It's been a roller coaster, fantastic evening. Really excited to pick up some of the Icon stuff and start doing some videos on that. I
how
feel-
long are the box wrenches compared to the ratchet wrenches?
box? Let's look. I think they're fairly short compared to them. So like a 10 millimeter on the ratcheting compared to the non-ratcheting, looks like it's going to come in roughly 3/4 of an inch shorter. Why don't we take these bad boys apart and check it out? This set here again comes in at $100. $99.99 gets you this set, as well as the SAE set is another $99.99. Now, to me, it's kind of an interesting sell. So you get the anti-slip feature with these 6 to 19 millimeter for $99.99, so we'll round that to 100. Now you could come in and you could buy the ratcheting wrenches, which gets you the 10 to 19, so you get an extra 4.
Here, hold up
For a-
that box. I
for
think
a-
somebody asked about the ranges of that earlier.
Yeah, so the ratcheting wrenches come in 10 millimeter to 19 millimeter, and those basically give you a price point of $109, $109.99. So if you figure an extra $10, you get the whole ratcheting reversible. I mean, I don't know. It really depends on your application. So I went and bought them both, because you can never have enough wrenches.
Did you need them?
I wanted them.
Did you treat yourself?
Yes, I treated myself tonight. And I would like to say I treated you guys as well. If you're not already excited for this Icon launch, you have to get excited. And if you're not excited for this launch, then you have to think about it in the sense of healthy competition and what it's going to do to some of the other brands out there and what they can do to get competitive. And we honestly don't like to talk and buy things on price. I tell you, salesmen, they do not like to sell things on price. I just bought these because they're a freaking great deal, and I couldn't turn it down. And I have a bunch of followers that I told you when the Icon stuff came out. Now, there's a couple people that literally comment on every video I do, and I appreciate that. They are there within, I don't even know how they are able to comment so fast. But we've talked about combination wrenches. We talked about the problems that we have with buying tools. At the end of the day, you guys could be doing much worse things than buying tools. Just make sure you don't have a problem in the sense that you still have money left over for your family. So let's take a look at these and compare the combo wrenches to the ratcheting wrenches, because I think these are going to be just a little bit smaller. You get more. So think about this. I don't know what it is, but these sets, and it's not just this set that I picked up, this one only goes to 10 millimeter. I use 8 millimeter. I would really like to see an 8 millimeter ratcheting wrench, and I hope that at some point in time they offer that in a single. I don't typically need a 9 millimeter ratcheting wrench, but an 8 millimeter, I definitely need that. Yes. Yes, you have an alert for me. I really appreciate that. You are the one that definitely, we've talked about combination wrenches, and these, hands down, I don't know how to tell you. You have to buy these. You have to get a set of both for the price point, for $99.99. So $100. And then this one is 109 for the ratcheting wrenches. Now let's look at 12 millimeter. Actually, you know what? 410 Autotech, when you're working on suspensions, say somewhere around the control arm or suspension, what are you going to be using for sizes? Come on, let me know. 13, 17, 14, 18? Yeah, one of those. Yes. 18. So here's an 18 millimeter in the grip anti-slip. So this comes in at 10.5 inches. Now the ratcheting wrench set, looking at the 18, holy cow. Hey honey.
Oh, that's big.
That's what she said.
Oh.
That comes in at 13 inches. So 13 inches for the ratcheting wrench versus 10.5 for the anti-slip feature. Yes, so that is a good size tool. And so depending on how much leverage you want on things, this is going to be what you want. But depending on the spaces that you're working in, that's where you might need the little shorter. So, I mean, definitely when you're working on the suspension part, and I can tell you I was working on my control arms a week ago, well, I can get my ratcheting wrench in there. Typically, I'm just basically putting in my combination wrench so it's on the nut, and I'm using my ratchet to break free the fastener. And this is basically hopefully just butting up against something in the fender or the suspension on the spring, and then I'm able to get it apart. So if I can get this in there, sure, but if I can't, then I'm going to put this in there. So yes, that 18 inch is going to, or sorry, the 18 millimeter at 13 inches is a nice sized ratcheting wrench. And I like these. So if you give me 1 second, I will go compare this to the channel lock, because the channel lock is going to be the closest that you can get to this, as well as the Napa Carlisle brand and the Milwaukee, but the Milwaukee is a different animal. It's got a complete different stamp on this. So let me go grab my Napa Carlisles, sorry, my channel locks, and we'll compare kind of the sizing.
Well, while you guys are waiting for Chris to come back, if you didn't see it in the comments, Justin Dow's going to be releasing a video tonight about his thoughts and use of the Icon versatile ratchet wrenches, so make sure you check it out. He's pretty awesome, and I really don't like tools very much, but I like Justin Dow, so go watch him tonight.
Thank you, honey. All right, so taking a look at the channel lock here compared to the Icon one, seriously, they literally look like they came out of the exact same mold. Like literally, they line up 100%.
Oh, wait,
so
let me
if
fix
you
that.
liked Napa Carlisle,
Hold on.
if you like channel lock, so here's that channel lock right there, literally lines right up to the Icon ones. I mean, these are made by Infar. They're made by the same manufacturer.
Hold him still. Oh yeah, they look exactly the same.
So, if you like combination wrenches and you like the channel lock ones, you're going to like the Icon ones. There's just nothing about it to say bad, in the sense that Harbor Freight hit a home run with the manufacturer they chose and at the price point that they came in at. So $100 for 6 millimeter to 19 millimeter. And the other thing that I can't stress enough to you guys is, and I'm not telling you to run out and buy these. If you want to buy them, buy them. But consistently in the past, Harbor Freight will release a product and the price typically does not get any cheaper than what their release price is. So if you look at some of the, what was it? It was some of the Pittsburgh, some of the Quinn sockets. So they released some of the Quinn socket sets, and they released some of these that are similar to the Pittsburgh Professional. When they released these, that socket set came in at a price point that was under $40, and it's well over $40 right now today. So I would say if you are thinking about these, if you're on the fence about these, they are not going to get any cheaper. They might have a coupon within the first 3 months, because we saw that with the Icon Torque Wrench. So the Icon Torque Wrench for the 1/2 inch is $99 today, and the 3/8 inch drive is at $89. They did do a $10 off coupon that, but they haven't had that coupon for the last 6 months now. So there are coupons every now and then, but typically, no. There's no discounts on these. There is no 20%, 30%. The price probably will not get any cheaper, and we can definitely say with the looming tariffs that are going to be happening really right around, I think they go in effect around the October timeframe. That's going to add like another percentage that may not get passed down to you right away. So you might see a price jump. If you haven't already, if you're starting to track Harbor Freight's prices, look at them. They're not giving away the same free items that they used to, and a lot of the prices have crept up $1 or $2. For instance, I don't have my Braun light here, but that thing used to be had for $21.99. Now it's $24.99. So look at these and think, do I really need them? Does it come in at a price point that is okay for your budget? Because they won't be any cheaper.
Hey, you're at Harbor Freight like all the time, and I can vouch for that. Somebody in the comment mentioned, I forget where it was, whoever said it, but they noticed that after like 90 days, the prices go up.
Yes.
Jason Reynolds,
Yes.
Can you speak to that?
Yeah, Jason, that's exactly right. And I can't say that's going to happen for the Icon stuff, but I can tell you without a doubt, with the looming tariffs that are going to increase the price, these aren't going to get any cheaper. So guys, if you are on the fence, if you have money, these aren't going to get any cheaper. Just bottom line, end of story, they're not going to get any cheaper. But again, don't make any stupid purchases. Don't buy things you can't afford. Me again, Dave, thank you for attending my live stream tonight. Really appreciate your support. I know you are a Milwaukee fan, as a lot of people are. And thank you for doing your videos, and I support your channel in its growth. So, Dan, I love you for your Tekton stuff, but I will have to tell you that this stuff is actually pretty competitive compared to Tekton, in the sense that it's still a little bit more. Don't get me wrong, Tekton is a great product. But it's one of those things, if you can afford a little bit more, then I would definitely look at other things. Now, I'm not saying that Snap-on's a bad product at all. I think it has its time and its place. If you are having a tool truck show up conveniently for you, it's great. But for me, my wife can vouch for me, my Harbor Freight store can vouch for me, that I'm there 2 to 3 to 5 times a week. They're always open from the hours that they state. They're never not there. People call in sick, but they still have people that show up. It might not always be the happiest, but they still check me out. They still take my warranty items, and they don't haggle. And that's one thing that, hands down, whether you are a mechanic, you're an advanced DIYer, or you're just a home user, or you're just somebody that is always prepared and likes to help out, I think you really have to look at the ability to purchase items at Harbor Freight and do returns, because it's really, really easy. Scott, appreciate the $5. Thank you for your super chat. Awesome job. Like to know the price of the long 3/8 inch flex head if you can. Sir, I most certainly can. So this is the longest flex head. This is the Comfort Grip, and this is, 14 inches long, I believe. Yes, 14 inches long, and this is one of their most expensive ratchets. This ratchet comes in at $49.99. So that at $49.99 is still a, how can I say, a great deal. I mean, you can go look at some of the Tekton equivalents. Dan, can you look really for me real quick and see what like the bent handle 3/8 inch flex Tekton is, and or something equivalent to that? Because I have the bent handle, and I want to say that that one is right around like $38 or $39. Let me grab that real quick here.
From Tekton? Is this it?
Yeah, so my wife pulled this up here. Looks like it's running, what, 35? No, 25 something at Home Depot. So this is that bent handle from Tekton, but it is indexable, so it has that little click. You may or may not like that, but you may like the non-indexable in the sense that it's all based on friction. Some people really like that. That right there comes in at $49.99, and I think it's a hell of a deal. The selector switch on it, seriously, I can't stress enough how close that looks
Here, wait.
to Snap-on. Whether you like that selector switch or not, it's got your functionality just like your Snap-on one. Literally, the head design is exactly the same. The grip on the Icon is just slightly, maybe a 1/8 of an inch, 1/16 of an inch, 1/18 of it, yeah, 1/16 of an inch. No, an 1/8 of an inch shorter. But the finish is very deep on there. And it really looks like a decent ratchet. So, you know what, guys? I'm really having a lot of fun tonight. Why don't you tell me, and I need somebody to give me a good estimate, how much torque do you think you would put on a 14-inch flex head 3/8 inch drive ratchet? So I can tell you that if you look at a 19mm bolt, I believe like the proof torque, or like the maximum that you would put on a 19mm bolt, should technically be around like 185 foot-pounds, I want to say. Why don't we see, and this is going to be completely off the cuff, why don't we see if we can definitely put some torque on one of these
Oh my
live.
god, are you gonna break your new thing?
No, we're not going to break it. We're just gonna demo it, because I think that is something that we should definitely
We
do.
got 2100, 330, yes, 150.
Yeah, 150 is fair. I was gonna say 185. That's probably what we're gonna shoot for. So my wife is going to move this around. We're gonna get some lights on here. So if you can come on over here, honey.
Okay. I apologize for not knowing what these things are called.
We're gonna basically focus in on the 00. So now we need a 19mm socket. And we're gonna definitely just use the Icon with the Icon. Oh my gosh. All right. Now, if you guys wonder sometimes why I spin the ratchet around, it's because I'm testing to see if the teeth are binding up or if there is any damage that feels like is done to the internals. So that's why I spin that around. And I mean, yeah, that sure held up really well. We'll put a little bit more on the vise here.
Oh my god. Did you get a warranty on this?
Oh yeah, that's a great thing about Icon. You get a lifetime warranty on that. Take it into Harbor Freight. So I'm gonna stop right there at 168.4 foot-pounds. I got my foot on the vise, and yeah,
You should have had me do it first.
Nah, you're good. So,
All right. Cool.
yeah, that's good stuff, guys. All right, let's go ahead and put everything back. So, I mean, it's not like I need to break any tools tonight. You can still see that that spins freely on there. But I look forward to be able to do some stress tests for some of the icon stuff as we continue to do things, as things continue to develop and information continues to be put out. I mean, we got people talking about the credit cards. I mean, basically, you go there when it's available. And William Logan, appreciate the $5. High five. Appreciate you supporting my channel and the support that you give to my fellow YouTubers, such as Justin Dow, The Den of Tools, and Redemption Garage.
Is there a lot of back drag on it?
You know, so that's a really interesting thing, guys, that you ask about the back drag on there. So I did actually a lot of research on the single pawl technology that not only this uses, but a lot of other ratchets. So there are other 90 tooth ratchets on the market, such as the Tekton. Now the Tekton ratchet has a pawl that has roughly 13 teeth engaged on that pawl at its maximum peak. And so they have one of the smaller pawl engagements, but it still works fine, and I can tell you that you'll break that anvil off before you'll damage that pawl and the gear in there and have slippage. So, well, Tekton has a 90 tooth ratchet. You can also see that there is a Proto Professional 90 tooth ratchet. There is a SK low profile 90 tooth ratchet. The Gear Wrench 84, it's not 90 tooth, but it's fairly close. And then there's another company called Boxo USA. They have a 90 tooth ratchet. Now that Boxo one looks pretty darn close to the Icon ratchet, but the Icon ratchet comes in at a cheaper price point than the Boxo USA one. So if it truly is similar to that ratchet, yeah, I would definitely go with the Icon one. Now there is one other brand, the Milwaukee. The Milwaukee is another ratchet that is a 90 tooth, and that one actually, I got a chance to count that today. I do have the Milwaukee set right here. So I originally intended just to get this. I didn't intend for my Harbor Freight to have any Icon stuff in, so I picked this up first. So not only did I spend a ton of money, but not really that much money in my eyes, on the Icon stuff, this set here was like $165 before taxes. So if you think of, you get your SAE shallow and deep in 3/8 inch drive, and you get a ratchet for $165. We can pick up a single Icon ratchet for, what was it, $34.99. What was the what was it? It was too much tool. That happens. Well, we had a shallower one of these. It was like an 8-inch long one. That was $34.99. Is it in here?
While you're opening that, a couple new people joined. Do you want to just explain why you have these Icon tools again?
Oh, I have these Icon tools because basically I am at my Harbor Freight anywhere from 2 to 5 times a week, and I am there talking about the new tools that they get in. I'm engaged with all of my store staff. They literally know my name, I know their name on a first name basis, and I say, hey, do you guys got any new stuff in? Was watching Justin Zhao's channel, and not only do I watch his channel, he's one of my good friends. We did a collaboration video on some Tekton stuff this weekend, as well as the Redemption Garage. So they were doing some videos. We were talking about the tools. I kind of talked to Justin about some of the tools that he had. Redemption Garage, I looked over his video with the fine-tooth comb, basically started looking at some of the items and was like, you know what? How does the Harbor Freight system work? I'm basically going to go in and ask. 410 Autotech, can't thank you enough for the $10 super chat. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. So basically, I went in and was talking to my staff. They happened to get a truck tonight, and lo and behold, they had a bunch of Icon stuff on it. So I literally was at the store for about 3.5 hours, going through the boxes, unloading the truck with the guys, and just basically looking for anything Icon. And so not only do they have everything here in SAE, they have the 1/2 inch in shallow and deep in metric and in SAE, and they have all the ratchets in a chrome handle rather than a comfort grip. The chrome handle was just a little bit cheaper than a lot of the comfort grip, and those ratchets, they're the same internal mechanism.
Did you share your total bill yet?
No, I have not shared my total bill because I was kind of building up some suspense to everything that's here. But I mean, do you really want to know the total bill?
Your chat does.
Or do you guys just want to know every single pricing? I should just,
They want to know all the
drop
things.
everything and tell you all the pricing.
They want to know all of it.
All right, you know what? We spent a lot of money on all of these items. If we get I don't know, let's...
Wait, have them guess first, because they're throwing some guesses.
Oh
up
yeah,
right
they're
now.
throwing. You guys are gonna have to definitely guess. Why don't we wait and see if we can get another $20 in super chats, and then we'll throw out what the pricing is here. Sorry guys, I mean this stuff wasn't free. I literally had to spend my own money for this. I think it's fair. I think the price is really fair. I was almost gonna buy some of the Napa Carlisle wrenches
Somebody goes giveaway.
because I didn't know when I was going to get these in my store. But I would say that my store is a little bit different in the sense that you've looked at some of the videos that I put out in the past. I did a lot of the tool storage from Harbor Freight, and those items were in my store a month or two before they were in other people's store. And it's really just dumb luck. It's the luck of the draw. I just happen to do YouTube videos. I happen to like Harbor Freight, and I happen to be at my Harbor Freight 3 to 5 times a week. And I can tell you literally about all the things at Harbor Freight. I can tell you when they're going to do new planograms. I can tell you when they're going to move things around the store, which means they're going to be getting new products in. So when they are moving things around and making space, I know they're getting new products in.
Hey, you have like a million things. There's got to be something you can give away if somebody comes within like $1.50 of the total bill, because they're throwing out some decent guesses. I do not recall how much you spent to the penny.
All right, so we will go and we will don't break your new things. You know what? That's the great thing. So
They're mocking me because I didn't know what they were called.
lifetime
Sorry,
guarantee.
guys.
Lifetime guarantee. All right, let's just go through and recap everything that we got so that we can give you guys the total bill that we paid for
Can
all
I
of our
see the
Icon
total
stuff.
bill so I can be looking in the chat?
Yes.
Oh gosh, I hope you didn't share that. Hope nobody saw that.
All right, so we got the 1/4 inch drive, 7 inch long flex head ratchet. So that's ratchet number 1. We got the 3/8 inch drive fixed head ratchet. That is 9 7/16 of an inch long. So we got 2 ratchets. We got the extra long. This is the 14 inch 3/8 inch drive Icon ratchet. This was the most expensive ratchet, coming in at $49.99, which in my mind is still a great deal for that ratchet at that price. So we're up to 3 ratchets so far. Now we got, oh man, we got so many ratchets. Okay, so now we didn't even touch on the swivel head ratchets. We got the 1/2 inch drive, 13.5 inch long swivel head ratchet. We got the, where is it? 3/8 inch drive swivel head ratchet. We got the 1/4 inch drive swivel head ratchet. And then we got the 1/2 inch drive, 12 inch long flex head. We got the 3/8 inch drive, 10 inch long flex head. Man, what are we up to here? Is anybody counting this? We got 1, 2, 3,
Oh, they can't see it.
4, 5. No, just leave it there, please. 1, 2,
sorry.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We got 9 ratchets. That's the fixed 1/4 inch drive. So we got 9 total ratchets. Then we got 1/4 inch in shallow and deep. We got 3/8 inch drive in shallow as well as deep. Now remember, if you're going to purchase the sockets, make sure you have a screwdriver. If you're going to purchase any of the wrenches, you need to have a screwdriver to get them done. So if you're like me, the first thing you do is you purchase these, you run out to your car, you set them on the passenger seat, and then you open them up. Well, I didn't have a screwdriver with me, so I couldn't open up. So I had to drive all the way home, knowing that I have a bunch of tools in the driver's seat, the passenger seat, and I couldn't really do anything with them.
Okay, just to confirm.
So here's the 3/8 inch drive, shallow and deep. And then we ended up getting the stubby 10-piece metric, 10 millimeter to 19 millimeter.
Are we doing pre-tax or post-tax price?
We got the 10 millimeter to 19 millimeter ratcheting wrenches in metric. Now, the metric ones are the same price as the SAE in pretty much everything. So everything that I got in metric, they make in SAE, and it's the same price when it comes down to it. And then we also got the regular fixed combination with the box end, non-ratcheting. So we got all of those items. The price, please. Let me see the receipt.
Well, people are still guessing.
Let me see the receipt. We will do the pre-taxed because every state's going to be a little bit different for tax. So like Yoda Doug, what's it up there? You have no tax? Is that what I hear? That's not fair. But life's not fair. All right, so our pre-tax.
Wait, let him throw some more comments in quick.
Oh man, that is a phenomenal price. It's not standard to do this. Is it not standard to do this? I don't know. I'm not going to do a tax because tax is different for everybody. All right, so again, we got the
We don't know what we're gonna give if there is a thing.
10-piece metric.
It'll be good.
We got the 14-piece standard. I don't know about you guys, but it was very, very cool putting all of this stuff in my car. I have never put this many ratchets in my car before in my entire life. And I felt like if I would have done this on the Snap-on truck, I would not have been able to afford it. So at the end of the day, the grand total for, what is it here? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 items. We have 16 Icon items before tax coming in at $788.84. Tell me where you can get a better deal. Tell me where you can get a tool of this quality for $788.84. You can't. And it's not going to get any cheaper than this. Bottom line, I think they have a great tool, and they're going to have them in stores in the next month and a half. So I would definitely be looking out for these items. This is the largest tool haul I've ever done. Hands down, I've never done a tool haul of this magnitude. I've bought things before, one at a time. I've never just gone all in and said, you know what? I deserve this. My viewers deserve this, and we are going to grab a bunch of items and we're going to take a look at them, and we're going to do a bunch of videos, and we will go ahead and get those out probably here in the next day or two. We'll start with a couple items. If there's anything that you guys specifically want to know about a tool. I mean, I'm gonna break some of these. Not rat away, but I'm gonna break some of them. Because I would feel bad going to my Harbor Freight with basically a brand new Icon and be like, yeah, I broke it on purpose. So yeah, I'm gonna have to wait on that. But I will tell you, during normal use, if they break or if they don't, and we'll see where it goes from there. But hands down for the money, you guys have been wanting to know the price point on these. I don't know what to say. I was pretty speechless when I was going through and the cashier was telling me some of the prices. And as I get a chance to do more videos, I will tell you, the shopping cart that I had when I went to the checkout item, or the checkout, all the items that I had in there were just the metric. I had all the SAE ones in there in another cart, and I literally went through and was like, I need a price check. I need a price check. They only had one cashier tonight. It was a good thing that Harbor Freight was slow tonight, because it was a price check for literally 20 minutes on the one cash register that they had going available. And I really want to thank Harbor Freight for the employee. It was his last night. He actually gave his notice, and he was like, I don't care. I'll price check these all day long. So I really lucked out tonight. I mean, just the best time at Harbor Freight tonight, and, you know, spent a lot of money, but, you know, we have a lot of good tools here, and they are the closest thing that I can get to Snap-on. And hopefully you guys will be able to see that. And I will compare some of it to what I have. I mean, I have a few Snap-on things. I mean, I have one of their bigger ratchets. I mean, I have a couple sockets here or there. But I'm not going to go out and buy a bunch of Snap-on stuff to compare it to. If anything, I would compare it to some of the other things that I have and will continue to have, such as, like, you know, I'm one of those that definitely follow in the sense of they have these threads or channels that talk about tool truck rebrands. So I'm really a big proponent to getting a like or similar tool for a cheaper or better price. And that's really what I like to do, not in my daily life, but with my tools. So look forward to seeing more things come related to these tools and other tools on my channel. I know I have a DeWalt torque test coming up that I'm going to be releasing. So Costco, I mean, after I've seen these sockets and know what they are, if you're still on the fence about purchasing tools, if you already have some, it's really hard for me to recommend like a socket set from Costco for like $100. Like, this really gets you in a niche, in a specialty area where you're like, you know what, these are good sockets. If you work in a shop, like 410 Auto Tech, he works in a shop. But at the same time, we all know that we work on our own personal vehicles or our friends' vehicles in our spare time. Or maybe we have two shops. I mean, there's some people out there like Dick Skinner. I mean, he is a religious Snap-on fanatic. And there's other people that, you know, struggle with the price of tools and working. And this would be able to get you in for something that you would be able to have not only the tools you have at work, but start supplementing what you're going to be doing at home. Or maybe you want to do mobile mechanic and you need a couple more tools. You know what? You're out and about. You're going to have to pick up your parts for a job. Stop at Harbor Freight. Definitely take a look at these tools. You know what? We didn't look at the swivel head ratchets. Do you guys want to look at the swivel head ratchets? Do you want to know the price on the swivel head ratchets?
They want to know the price on everything. How much was the 3/8 Comfort Grip Universal Long Flex?
Oh, this is the 14-inch Comfort Grip Flex 3/8. This is one of the more expensive ratchets at $49.99. Now, that price point, to put in comparison, they have the Pittsburgh Professional, which is literally the exact same size. This comes in at $26.99. Now, it's completely different in the sense that the head's slimmer. The selector switch is the exact opposite. There's a ton more pawls of engagement on this. If you guys didn't watch the Redemption Garage, when he zooms in, I've counted every single teeth that's on that pawl. There's 20 of them that are fully engaged when it gets a chance to lock on there. And there's 2 ratchets that I know of that have a similar 90 tooth design that have more teeth or similar amount. The Milwaukee has the same pawl count for the most part. And I actually haven't got a chance to check it out myself. Let me see if they spin or are similar in back drag, because I'm really interested in that. So honestly, I mean, I've been sitting on the sidelines just wanting to get in on the Icon game, and really went out to buy this Milwaukee set because the teeth count on here, it's a 90 tooth ratchet with a similar 20 teeth on that pawl for engagement, and so is the Icon one. And so the Icon head actually comes in a little bit slimmer, and they're pretty much about the same for back drag.
Does it have detents? I don't know what that means.
The anvil on the Milwaukee compared to the Icon is literally the same, and the ball detent on there is just as big. It's not like one of the small Armstrong Craftsman one. So let me show you that one here real quick.
Will a 20% coupon work on these?
No, there are no coupons available for Icon lines. Icon does not have any coupons that I'm aware of at this point in time. They did have some $10 off the Icon torque wrenches, but there are no % off coupons that work on any of the Icon stuff.
Will they have a locking flex head?
You know what, guys, I am just like you. I am a consumer that loves tools. That's why you're watching this channel. I frequent Harbor Freight 2 to 5 times. I have no connection with the Icon team. The Icon team has not contacted me. I just really, really love tools, enjoy my Harbor Freight. Not sponsored by anybody. I bought all these tools on my own. Nothing was provided to me for free. And therefore, I mean, I only know what you guys know. The reason I know the price on these is because I bought them. Because I literally helped the Harbor Freight store unbox their truck tonight looking for Icon stuff because I knew it was in my store. So if we look at this is an older Craftsman USA ratchet. It has a small ball detent. I don't know if you guys can see that, but this style, while it works, it doesn't fit all of the sockets the way that, so you can see this Craftsman one. It has some play in it. You don't need to zoom in, honey.
I'm not going to.
It has some play in it because that Craftsman has a small ball detent. I never liked that, but this ratchet, it works fantastic. I really do like that ratchet. That has been one of my go-to ones. But my problem with Craftsman is if I break that, I either have to buy a rebuild kit on eBay or I don't have this because I can't get one just like this. So I stopped using this many years ago and started buying other tools. So now if I look at the Icon one does not have a small ball compared to the Craftsman one, and that does not wiggle around. So there is very little play in there. And it's not, I mean, you know, I do have a snap-on screwdriver here if I needed to help pry those off. Right now it's manageable. I mean, it's not bad. But all I can tell you is what they have in my store at this point in time. I mean, somebody mentioned it there, Redemption Garage said they don't plan on that. I don't know. I mean, that's probably true. All I can tell you is that they have the flex head that's not locking. It's basically friction, and that's what they have. That comes in at $49.99. Compared to the Pittsburgh Professional, that would be $26.99. You could use your 20% off coupon on this. No 20% off coupons on any Icon items. All right. So back drag on them, you know, it's going to be similar to anything out there, such as your Gear Wrench 84 tooth, your Milwaukee 90 tooth. Let's see, there was my gear wrench 84. Even the snap-on, this is a dual 80. I mean, this actually, to me, this snap-on one has more back drag. Yeah, this snap-on right here, this is a locking flex head. So that's a locking flex head. That is the THL X72. And that one actually, to me, has more back drag than the Icon wrench. Yeah, even this snap-on wrench here. This is the FHL 80. It has more back drag than the new Icon. Now, to me, back drag is kind of, you're not using your tools enough. It's going to wear in. It's going to get better over time. So, I mean, I'm not a big fan or a complainer when it comes to back drag, but this Icon feels to have less back drag than the Snap-on. Where is your Harbor Freight? My Harbor Freight is in Nebraska. Do you know if all the stores got an Icon shipment? I do not. So every Harbor Freight's different. I mentioned this before. If you look at my channel, I've done other videos such as all the Icon storage that came in, the clip rails, the socket holders, the magnetic tray holders, all that stuff. That came in 2 months before some of the other Harbor Freights got the magnetic tool holders in compared to my store. So I would say that they're getting the stuff out as fast as they can, but I don't know any store that has a planogram or a aisle that's set up for Icon yet, because they're not supposed to launch until October. So I would not at all assume that you can go to Harbor Freight and pick these up today. If you could, they might be in the back. Every store is going to be different if they're going to let you look in the back because of time and because of money, things of that nature. I mean, if you come in and you're like, I have $1,000 and I want to buy Icon tools, if they have them, they probably won't turn you away. But I think if you're just going there to look, there's not a whole lot to look at because the ratchets, they're all in sealed boxes. So it's not like you can open this up and take a look at it. You would have to open the box up to take a look at this. Now, that doesn't mean, that's actually a really good point that we're bringing up here, is I'm not with the Icon team. I don't have any contact with the Icon team. But to me, I like, and I don't know about you guys, let me know in the comments, do you like the current way they have their ratchets in a holder that you're able to at least move them or feel the mechanism on them? The Icon ones right now in this box, you just have to imagine and buy it, and then you're able to test it. I don't know if they plan on having a, how should I say, a demonstration or a booth or a display where you can actually look and touch and feel these. I don't know. But just know that all the products come in boxed packages. So even the sockets, they come with a plastic top and they're screwed on. So like these sockets aren't going to be magically disappearing. They're not going to be escaping.
Can you give the price on the sockets for some of the newer people in the chat?
Oh, yeah, we want to know the prices on the sockets, don't we? Because I will tell you, so somebody let me know in the chat, if you were to go to Snap-on today and pick up an 8mm to 19mm in a 3/8 inch drive, how much would that cost you to pick up a Snap-on socket set like that? Is it $195? Is it $215? Do they have a promo going on where you get, like, say, a ratchet like this and the sockets for $249? I know they have deals, but again, that deal's relative when you would say, hey, I just picked up this socket set and this ratchet for $250. Pretend like this was Snap-on. Well, if I was at Harbor Freight and I was picking up this Icon, let's look and see how much that socket set was. All right, so any guesses how much the shallow 14-piece Icon 3/8 inch drive 19 to 8mm socket set cost? All right, we see $40. Anybody else? for the Icon 3/8 inch drive, 19 millimeter to 8 millimeter. Oh, there we go, Brian. You hit it right on the nose. This is $34.99. $34.99 for that socket set. $34.99 for the 8 millimeter to 19 millimeter 3/8 inch drive, metric. Literally look at the stampings and markings on there. Even the way that that's beveled. $34.99 for that socket set. That tray, I mean, it is a little bit stiffer, I would say, than the Snap-on one, but there's nothing wrong with it. I mean, it's just a piece of plastic. Actually, I mean, see guys, I'm really so far behind on my videos. I have the Napa Carlisle socket rail. I have the Napa Carlisle. You know what? This is actually fantastic. This is the Napa Carlisle socket holder, and this was on sale last month, I believe it was.
Is the socket holder good quality or kind of flimsy?
This socket holder, I mean, it's equivalent to some of the older Snap-on stuff that I've seen from the plastic trays. I mean, you're not buying the socket set for the plastic tray. If you are, I mean, it's a piece of plastic. I mean, if it was me, I probably would put some kind of foam or sealant in there to just weight it down a little bit more. I'd probably even go as far as being dumb and putting earth magnets in there so that it doesn't move around in my drawer, but that's just me.
Yoda Deg wants to know, are they going to pass 19 millimeters for 3/8?
Doug, that I don't know. I can tell you that the 1/2 inch drive goes up to 24 millimeter. So if that helps you, the 1/2 inch drive goes from, God, I can't remember what size it goes from, but it goes to 24 millimeter. I will look at my photos and videos and get a chance to post a video of all the things that I saw in my store at some point in time here and talk a little bit about some of the price points. So this goes from 8 millimeter up to 19 millimeter in the shallow metric, and that was $34.99. Yeah, so if you were to go ahead and buy the Snap-on equivalent, $207. $34.99. So
Are the deep sockets the same price?
we're gonna get there. Deep sockets coming up right here. These are the deep sockets. These are the Icon 3/8 inch drive metric. Now, these do still have that shallow broach in them. So if you are not a fan of shallow broach, then you just basically use the sockets that you currently have. Buy the Pittsburgh Professional or buy any other brand that you like. So that's a shallow broach. Nice detents. These are the circle cutout detents. These are not the, let's see if I have any here. They're not the cross-haired ones that have a little slop in them. I'm not seeing any that I have readily available. Ah, here we go. So the Husky ones have like a little crosshair internal detent, double detent per se. Now they say that is supposed to help with the ball detent, but to me it adds a little extra slop in there. But again, that slop is relative because once you're on the fastener, it doesn't really matter. But these Icon ones, they fit just fine on a Snap-on ratchet. Icon fits just fine on a Snap-on ratchet, which means that it's going to fit just fine on your Icon ratchet. Yep, there you go, no problems. So, I mean, right now, because that is just basically a friction, it will have some play in it. You are able to tighten it up. But again, the deep sockets, I mean, these things are expensive from Snap-on. I mean, what are we talking? $295 for these? $285? $315? I can't remember what the price is for them. But the deep 19 to 8 millimeter, and seriously, check these out. Like they have that bevel just like a Snap-on.
What are these things called?
Now these are just a little bit more.
Is it 11 piece 1/4 inch deep socket?
Yeah, they're
$29.99.
No, they are
No?
not. They are $39.99 for the deep. So the deep here are $39.99 for the 19 to 8 millimeter deep, 3/8 inch drive. So add that up. You got $40 for the deep, and you got $35 for the shallow. So you get both for $75. So start saving $100 so you can buy the metric 19 to 8 millimeter in deep and shallow. And then you're at $75, so you got $25 left over. And you're not going to be able to get a ratchet in the 3/8 inch drive for $25, but you're going to be pretty darn close. So you can get deep and shallow and a ratchet for under $125. Sounds like a hell of a deal to me. And when these come out in your store, guys, that thing, seriously, if you've wanted a Snap-on knockoff, that thing is as close to a Snap-on knockoff that you're going to get. I don't know how to explain that close enough. It's just a socket. But if you want a socket to look like a decent socket, this is definitely one. So, $40, shallow, $34.
What was your blue socket?
Oh, this blue
Holder.
socket magnetic holder. This one actually, I believe, is a Napa Carlisle. It's on the Q3 Real Deals. I think these are, oh man, I think they're like $14.99 hopefully. I mean, I would definitely check out. So if you like these, Napa, I believe, has a deal going on through the end of the month before they start their new Real Deals Q4. That's like $14.99, and then the locking swivel magnet is somewhere in the same price range, like $12.99 or $15.99. So if you like Napa, I mean, not only can you get similar quality there because the ratchets, you can get some similar Napa Carlisle, but you're going to pay a lot more than if you were to go with the Icon ratchets when they're available. So the Icon ratchet here comes in at $49.99. A Napa equivalent would run you around $80-some. So unless you caught in on some of the Q1 Real Deals, then you missed out. Currently, we're still keeping our fingers crossed for Q4. I will look at them, guys, when they come out, but I will not buy anything because I've spent all of my money right here on the Icon tools for this month and the next month and the rest of the year.
I do not believe that. You are gonna buy more
Okay,
tools.
so I guess my wife just gave me approval that I can buy more tools.
That's exactly what I was saying.
So you guys heard it all.
Yep.
I appreciate you guys all tuning in. We got maybe 5 more minutes for any more questions that you guys might have. Anything else? Let's see. Haha, wife calls out the liar. Wesley, you know what?
He is my favorite person.
Thank you for the super chat. My wife didn't even want to join me for this, and I said, you know what?
It's just so hot in this garage.
Yeah, you know, guys, it's like 85, 90 degrees in the garage right now. It's pretty warm, so if you noticed I was sweating, it's because, semi-deeps. You know, I only know what I have in my store. Federinch, you know what? I really want to give props to you because if people don't know, you are like somebody that needs to know in the tool world. So Federinch is on a forum called Garage Journal, and so am I. And Federinch actually was able to somehow get some Icon product from last year's SEMA event And so I'm planning on going to SEMA this year. So Fed Wrench, if you're going, I would love to say hello. Shoot me an email at clientgraphics@gmail.com. Would love to say hello. But so 1/4 inch. So just because you asked, the 1/4 inch. So I don't have the SAE ones with me. I have pictures of them. But the SAE in 1/4 inch goes from 5 millimeter all the way up to 13 millimeter. So I'll say that one more time. 5, 5.5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. Oh, and 14, my bad. So you get 5, 5.5 up to 14, and that is in the shallow. And then let's go ahead and look at the deep. So the deep should be exactly the same. Yep, so the deep is 5, 5.5, all the way up to 14. So pretty consistent with what I would say 99% of the manufacturers out there today produce for 1/4 inch sets. So they didn't give you the 4, they didn't give you the 4.5. Sorry about that, my wife had a party foul.
Sorry.
So they have the no 4, no 4.5, but you get the 5 to 14 millimeter. So yes, Fords do have that 5.5. If you look at the dash around some Fords, definitely like if you're taking out the radio, working in or around the dash, you're going to run into that 5.5 millimeter, hands down. Ford also is one of them that if you don't use 11 millimeter, well, then you are not working on a Ford too much, because my Ford has one of the only 11 millimeters that I can remember running into. Now, we don't have to talk about all the cars that have them. I can just tell you that the Ford has a lot of different sizes that I might not normally use compared to working on a Honda or a Toyota. Are the wrench flank style? Yes and no. So let me move a couple things out of the way here. Let me get another beer. Honey, can you get me a beer, please? And we will then talk a little bit about the wrenches. Now guys, I will be doing a review on these as the days come out. Now, I'm not a full-time YouTuber. I'm just a guy like you that spills beers in the garages, has my wife knock over the camera,
Sorry.
buys tools that maybe I shouldn't have completely bought all of these, and I just like having fun. Like talking about tools, like being able to communicate with you guys and give you information as I know it. So let's talk a little bit about the wrenches. So if you cannot remember the price that I talked about, and we talked about this before, remember that Harbor Freight does that like 90-day thing where the price usually is the cheapest in the first 90 days, and then it doesn't ever get any cheaper than that. Now, I don't know if that's planned for the Icon line, but I don't expect, with the tariffs going on and things of that nature, for any of these tools to get any cheaper. So this is a 14-piece set. I'm trying to move the chat down here so I can see everything going on. Sorry. All right, wife is drinking half the beer. No, my wife actually doesn't like beer.
It's true.
She's more of like a wine cooler type person. She's really been liking the Mike's Hard Lemonade in the variety pack. They have a, what is it, honey, a tangerine?
Yes.
They have a tangerine flavor, and it only comes in the 12 pack, and they only give you 3 of them. So it's like, it's a lose-lose, because you get then the black cherry and a couple other things that nobody likes. But if you look here, you get in the flank drive or the bite or the anti-grip, you get these in the fixed box in, so there's no ratcheting, and these are a little bit shorter than the ratcheting wrenches. So these do have that bite in there for that anti-slip. And these again, so this is a 17 millimeter. So you might use that working on something with your suspension. Now here's a channel lock. It is exactly the same. Like, they line up verbatim. 15-degree offset on those guys, but they are literally identical. Even the bite marks, so when I do a video, I will show that. and I'll get a picture. And if you literally put these together, all the bite marks line up. So if you liked the channel lock ones, you're gonna like the Icon ones. Now the Icon, we talked about the price, but again, 14 pieces, 6mm up to 19, comes in at $99.99. So $100. $100 for that set. Now remember this set, while you get that 6, 7, 8, and 9mm, for $100 it does come in at expense, because you could pick up the ratcheting long handle for $109. So $10 more, you get a 10 piece, 10mm to 19mm, but you're getting an extra long wrench. So look at that, 19mm. I mean, it's literally, I don't even want to guess how long it is, but that's enough that a girl or woman would question the difference in size here that we're talking about. So if we butt those up end to end, I mean, we are talking almost 2 3/4 of an inch or 2 3/4 of an inch difference in length when it comes to the fixed anti-grip bite, whatever you want to call that. Flank drive, you can't really call that because that's snap-on, compared to the ratcheting. So that's got that selector switch, but that does not have any of that extra
How much is the
grip in there.
3/8 long handle swivel ratchet?
So this will serve a purpose that can potentially damage your fasteners. So if you're working on some delicate chrome or even a regular fastener, it's going to mark it a little bit potentially, depending on how much you have to wrench on it compared to the ratcheting ones that come in $10 more. So again, $100, $110. So $109.99, $99.99. All right, so we got the Icon wrenches out of the way. They have SAE equivalents of this. The SAE sets are the exact same price. Now, I didn't purchase the SAE set because, again, I typically work on automotive kind of projects, and I don't need SAE. I have SAE in Craftsman. I have SAE in Stanley. I don't need 4 sets of SAE. I need 6 sets of metric. So if any out there have 5 or 6 sets, love you. You know what I'm talking about. All right, so you wanted to look at what ratchet? Somebody said. What one was it? Oh yeah, somebody said got free midget wrench set with it. I'll never use it. You know what? They actually, Icon, I didn't purchase it, but they did sell. It was a just under 6 inches. I want to say it was 5 and 15/16 of an inch. It was basically a 1/4 inch drive ratchet with a 3/8 inch anvil. So they did sell a shorty 3/8 inch drive. Not that you use that a lot, but when you have one and you start getting a full set of ratchets, sockets, and tools, those are things that you kind of look for, whether you are a tool user, a lover, or a collector. They have that for the Icon one. 1/4 inch, covered those. And let's see. Oh, yeah, they do have ratcheting stubbies. They also have the stubby fixed non-ratcheting wrenches. You know what? We did not open up one of the swivel head ratchets. So let's open up one of those. And then I will probably also get a Harbor Freight Pittsburgh Professional with the green handle, and we'll compare that to the swivel head, because I think that'd be a good idea. Let's see if we got our razor blade here. Now remember, when they have these in store, you aren't going to be able to like take them out of the package, because you literally have to cut the plastic strip on the bottom of these that's sealing it. And there isn't going to be any way to touch and feel these ratchets until they are out of their package. Steven, thanks for joining the live stream tonight. Appreciate it. All right, so there is the 3/8" drive swivel head 90 tooth ratchet. I tell you, the handle gives you a little bit more grip than the Pittsburgh Professional. Let me see if I can go find the Pittsburgh Professional and we can compare that for size. Never got a response. Will you upload the video after you're done streaming? I gotta go somewhere else. You know, I gotta make the video. We're just gonna do a live stream, so this stream will be deleted after that.
Well, that's what they want. They want you to keep the live stream.
Literally just got the tools today. I'm not sure how long I'll keep the live stream around for. We'll see. Let me go look and get the Pittsburgh Professional 3/8" drive. Can't find it. All right, so that, oh yes. So here we have the Pittsburgh Professional. Now, I somehow have used this before and have rubbed the Pittsburgh Professional off. So if we compare these, if you like this ratchet, and this ratchet is actually a really decent deal if you use the $5 off coupon on it. It's a heck of a deal when you use the $5 off coupon on the Pittsburgh Professional only. There are no coupons for the Icon. So if we hold these up, we can see that the Icon ratchet is going to come in roughly around 1 inch longer. So let's go ahead and compare that here for you. So this comes in about 10 1/4 versus 9 1/4. So yep, about 1 inch. And let's see, somebody said Carlisle is the closest to truck complete sets. Yeah, they are pretty darn close, and they are also a little bit more expensive. But if we look at the ratchet here, this is going to be pretty darn close to what you can get for the Carlisle version. And let me double check the price on this one. So the 12" that's a 10 1/4. So 10 1/4 on this. We picked this up today. Numbers on the back, make sure we get it matched up. 698. So this ratchet, $79.99 for this ratchet. So I don't think you can get a cheaper one, even on any deal that I've seen from Napa. It's going to be close. There's a Gear Wrench one out there. They sell it on Amazon every now and then. It might be the Crescent branded. They sell them in a 2-pack, but I think since this is a Taiwan-based product, yeah, this is made, and so it's designed by Icon in the USA, manufactured in Taiwan. I would have to go look at the Napa Carlisle one, but I would venture to say it is different than the Pittsburgh Professional.
How much was the Pittsburgh?
I don't recall what the price on the Pittsburgh one is. You used a $5 off coupon on this one. By the time you use the $5 off coupon on this, this is like $15 or something like that. This is a hell of a deal for a $15 ratchet. And this one coming in at, what did we say that price was again? I can't remember. This was $37.99. So what's Justin saying? So the answer is, when I give Harbor Freight my money, hell no, I should be called a con. I'm not quite sure what that is.
They conned you.
Oh, Icon. That's a funny one there. Look at that pun, that play on words. Anyways, this one coming in at, what did I say? $37.99. It's going to be a little bit more expensive, double what the Pittsburgh Pro is, but again, definitely cheaper than what you're going to pay for a Napa Carlisle or what you're going to pay for a Snap-on ratchet. And of course, you get your Icon tool polisher right there. That literally is just like something you'd see with your glasses. All right, so we covered quite a bit of things tonight, guys.
I zoomed into your pliers while you were gone. They are asking about them.
Oh, pliers. You guys asking about the snap ring pliers?
Yeah.
Oh, these are available in the store today. These have been available for quite a while. These are, I haven't even opened these up, but since I was buying a bunch of other Icon stuff today, again, I paid for all the Icon stuff with my own money. I'm not sponsored by Harbor Freight. I'm not paid by Harbor Freight. I'm not in contact with the Harbor Freight Icon team. I simply just shop at Harbor Freight way too much. I visit my Harbor Freight store literally 2 to 5 times per week, and just happen to know that they got a truck in tonight and basically purchased a lot of items. So if you look at all the items I purchased, what was the total here? We ended up buying 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 items for a total of $788
Pre-tax.
pre-tax. So 788 divided by 16 is,
I don't know.
somebody do math.
I'll get my calculator.
788 divided by 16 comes out to $49.25 per item. So
Also,
at the end of the day, some are more, some are less.
was the Roto 39 or 79? I think
The Roto 3/8 inch drive was $37.99.
$37.99. Okay. I think you either misspoke or it was confusing.
Oh, if I said 79, that is incorrect. It is $37.99. $37.99. Yeah, no. I would agree with you. 79 is not a great price. No, it's 37. I'm sorry if I misspoke. The 3/8 inch drive is $37.99. Yes.
It's okay.
Let me triple check. 698. $37.99. Yes, $37.99. Yes. Yeah, nothing the most expensive things were the wrench sets. So the wrenches in the 10-piece, the ratcheting was $109. The 14-piece non-ratcheting wrenches were $99. Man, I'm just giving away all the prices here. Stubbies, why don't we just talk about those? Stubby wrenches.
That's what those are.
These are the stubby, but they are ratcheting. So we didn't open these up. Do you guys want to open these up? Sure, why not? Let's open these up. Got to open these up at some point in time.
Okay, I thought people were like making up stubbies.
No, these are really called stubby.
Oh, makes sense. I'm learning so many things tonight.
All right, so again, it comes in the Snap-on like plastic tray holder. And you have 19 all the way to 10 millimeter. These are the ratcheting ones. With the 15-degree offset on those still, these come in at $100. $100.
What's the range?
10 millimeter up to 19 millimeter.
Is it 6-point?
Yes, they are all 12 point.
Oh, 12.
You don't get an option. I mean, to me, when you're working on stubbies, I mean, you're already in a high access or low access, needing a lot of ability to move. So 12 point is what you're going to use with a stubby. Just saying. $100. You get the tray with it too. Now that is a little bit more expensive than per se the gear wrench set that was on sale Q1 from Napa, but that was 10 months ago. That same deal is going to happen again, and so $100 for a 10 millimeter to 19 millimeter with the case, with a lifetime warranty. If you frequent Harbor Freight once a month, if you have any issues, take it back to the store. It's just as good as anything you're going to get at Napa.
Do you have a gear wrench stubby to compare it to, someone asked?
I do have a gear wrench stubby. Would you like me to compare it? Let me go get it.
While you're finding that, I will just let you know that your chat really wants you to keep this up because a lot of people joined late and they want to be able to watch all of it.
All right, so here is my gear wrench stubby set here. Now, this gear wrench stubby set is in a Tekton holder, but I decided to double up in the sense that, you know, I personally don't use a 9mm. So what do? I buy a 10mm 6-point to go in there because, you know what, I'm not going to use the 9mm. So then here's my gear wrench 10mm compared to my Tekton 10mm, which those two actually, the gear wrench and the Tekton, those are literally identical. So now let's put the Icon up against that. So you got Tekton, gear wrench, and then the Icon. So now this one's different in the sense that, remember, this one is ratcheting, where these, while they are ratcheting, this one has the selector switch. So I don't have those, so guess what? I needed them. So this to me was a justifiable purchase because of the selector switch. Some might disagree, but hey, got to do what you got to do to get your tools. Now you can see that both the gear wrench and the Tekton don't have that offset, where the Icon one has that offset. So that 15-degree offset. So again, that's another reason how you can justify buying these tools yourself if you need that. So like my wife, I didn't need to justify these, thank God. But I also don't get to eat out for lunch for like 3 months. But if you look at those, you can definitely see that they are 100% different. The Icon one, to me, is slimmer in the both thickness and the width than the chunkier Tekton, and it's actually closer to the gear wrench width. Sorry, I'm fumbling these around. There's a fly going around my face, and I'm in the garage, but you guys know how it is. And it looks like the head is a little bit off-shaped on the gear wrench, where it looks a little bit nicer on the Icon. The ratcheting part feels tight in there. Selector switch works. Now here's the biggie. So you're already using a stubby in a high access or minimal access area because you need that high access. The thickness of these is thinner than the gear wrench. The gear wrench is quite
Here, hold them up.
The gear wrench is quite thick between the innards and the outside of the ratchet. And that's going to go the same for the Tekton. It's just got a thicker head around it. But let's look at like a 19mm to get a good comparison of that as well. All right. So we'll put our 10mm away. I'm trying to keep everything organized here, guys, as well, because there's a good guy out there that says shop safety is just as important as firearm safety and organization. You know, Justin, I've cleaned up my garage a little bit. It's still pretty messy, but hey, I do agree with you. Organization is key. And it makes you a bunch more efficient. So 19mm in the gear wrench compared to the Icon. Again, that gear wrench, it looks slimmer in the head compared to the gear wrench. And the end, you know, they're pretty much the same. I don't have my caliper gauge with me, but they're fine. You get the offset, that 15-degree offset with the Icon, where you don't get that with the gear wrench. Yeah, I got some extra lights on this. I'm trying to step up my game, guys. But hey, you know what? It's $100 for the set. It's cheaper than Snap-on. It's an easy warranty if you're close to Harbor Freight. Doesn't skip any sizes like their current sizes do for their Pittsburgh Pro. I already had a set, but I didn't have the ratcheting ones, and 100 bucks. 100 bucks seems like a pretty decent deal. If you're in the market, I'd say you definitely have to take a look at it. All right, so let's wrap this stubby set up here, and we'll look at maybe one more ratchet here, and then, you know, guys, I'm gonna have to get going. I do have to work tomorrow. Let's look at 1/4" drive here. This is 1/4" drive. We'll do a non-flex. Non-flex 1/4" drive. Non-flex 1/4" drive. You know, guys, we'll leave this stream up for 24 hours at least. Is that fair enough?
They also want you to post your receipt. They can't keep up with all your prices. I also cannot.
All right, so this is the 1/4", 7" long ratchet. So this is going to be a good one to compare to. Let me look here. So here is a Harbor Freight Quinn. So they are literally the same size for length. So they're both 7 inches. So if you haven't seen a Harbor Freight Quinn or Pittsburgh Pro with the quick release, same width. Now the thickness on the head, it's slimmer with the 1/4". You get a finer tooth ratcheting mechanism. This one seems really good out of the box. And still the same as the Quinn. It's got a little play on the end down here. So it doesn't seem like they changed much on that design for the grip. That metal still does not go all the way down to the end. But I can tell you, based on using the Quinn, you're able to put a lot of leverage on this. And you're going to break the anvil on the ratchet. Well, this one is supposed to be better. You're definitely going to be able to, we'll just say you can put 60 foot-pounds on there, which is way more than you should ever put on there, and not have a problem. Based on the fact that it is similar to the Quinn in length, in feel, the head's slimmer, it's got more gears on the teeth. That's all I got on that one. What do you want to know the price? 56187. 56187. $29.99. So $30. $30 for the Icon 1/4" drive, 7" long ratchet. $29.99. So guys, that's pretty much all I got, which is a ton of stuff. We got 16 Icon items, which is just part of it because I didn't get anything in SAE and I didn't get any of their chrome handle ratchets. And it was just an awesome tool haul, great experience at Harbor Freight tonight. Really helped them. It really felt like a Harbor Freight employee. I was putting away their truck items and looking around for the Icon items that I wanted. I really appreciate you tuning in to my live stream tonight. I'll try to keep this stream up for 24 hours or so. And I will definitely work on getting a video of all these items, putting on prices. I just want to thank everyone again for watching this live stream, for all of your comments, for anybody like Wesley that donated in the super chat, Justin Dow, the Den of Tools, Redemption Garage, for all the work that you guys do. Appreciate all your support for my channel. And as always, guys, work smarter, not harder. And I'll catch you in the next video.